Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser, here today to talk to you guys about another festival, and this one you guys may have heard of before, but not with this name. We're talking about Spring Awakening, Autumn Equinox. It used to happen in June, now it is happening in October, probably for COVID reasons, vaccination purposes, so it is going down a bit later than usual, but this lineup is super stacked, and I'm very hyped to get into it, so don't go anywhere because after the intro, we're going to be talking about all the artists on this diverse lineup.
Can I get a year?
I'm the Festival Finesser.
Finesse gang, can I get a year? What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another video. For those of you guys who are new here and do not know me, what's good? I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my channel, a channel that evolves around music festivals and live music going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and rhythm. If you are not following me at a festival day by day, you are probably following me at a show in New York, New Jersey, Philly, Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, basically anywhere I go, you guys are coming with me. And if you're not following me at a festival or a show, you're probably sitting with me here at this desk, getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, and any other words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible. So today, guys, we're talking about Spring Awakening, which is no longer happening in the spring, and it is now Autumn Equinox. I did have to do some research to find out if Autumn Equinox is maybe like a spin-off and like, you know, a later version of Spring Awakening, but this has never happened before. I'm imagining because of COVID reasons, vaccination rates and things like that, they decided to push it back a little bit, and it's a wise move. Not many festivals happen in October to my knowledge, so not many two conflicts to worry about, and it's always nice to go to a festival when it's a little bit cooler out, you know, so that's a plus. And also a plus is the diversity of this lineup, man. I saw so many artists that I follow that were posting about this festival. It's a lot of like low-key guys, underground, even some rhythm dudes were posting about it, that they were playing this festival. So I was super hyped to keep seeing it, and I was like, what is this festival? And I had to kind of do some research, like I said, to find out what it was. And basically, Spring Awakening always happened in June, and now it's happening in October, 2nd and 3rd at the Adams Meadow Park in Chicago, Illinois. So let's look at the artists on here because this lineup is looking crazy, and I would definitely consider going to this festival just at a glance. So kicking off, we have AC Slater doing it for the house people. Then we have Adventure Club back-to-back Wooly, and I have been seeing Wooly do a lot of back-to-backs. He's going back-to-back with 12th Planet at Reunion with, you know, Excision and that stuff. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was a recent one I did, and I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Adventure Club too, and a lot of Wooly as well. So kind of cool to see them going back to back. I don't even know what you're gonna get, but actually I could see a lot of like melodic and heavy, you know, a nice kind of like, you know, Excision Millennium kind of balance. You know, Wooly can kind of do that side trance and melodic, feel good, heavenly kind of stuff, and I feel like Adventure Club can do that too, because I feel like that's kind of what they were known for back in the day. So continuing on here, we have AT Aliens, who are going to be bringing just a bunch of bass, and all kinds of bass, dubstep, trap, some weird stuff, some wobbly stuff, and overall very bassy, very fun sets, lots of diversity and different sounds. Then we have Bank, who I'm not familiar with. Barry Grillo is going to be bringing you those dubstep vibes for sure. Chris Lorenzo putting on for the house community. Then we have Dylan Francis, just kind of like trappy and just very like EDM-ish. You know, Dylan Francis, that's the only way that I can really describe that. I feel like he kind of falls into the trap category. Never was one of my favorite artists, just not one of my sounds I was particularly fond of. Then we have Dion Timber, again another big bass and dubstep artist. Not going to be playing all dubstep all the time. We'll give you some bouncy house kind of stuff, some bass house, you know, some feel-good, melodic kind of stuff. Definitely kind of goes on a musical adventure, but definitely a heavy act as well. High energy most of the time. Then we have Diplo. Y'all know Diplo. I couldn't even describe Diplo, honestly. I've never really seen a Diplo set. That's just like that core EDM kind of mainstream pop act, you know what I'm saying, for EDM. Steve Aoki kind of stuff, Dylan Francis, same kind of category, in my opinion. And then we get some more dubstep, Dr. P back-to-back Fun Case. And this back-to-back is always a little bit weird for me because they are Circus Records fam, but Dr. P and Fun Cases have two very different sounds, and they don't complement each other all that well, in my opinion. You can always kind of hear who is playing what, because I feel like Dr. P is just not as heavy and like just like grimy and dirty as Fun Case. Like Fun Case is just crazy heavy dubstep, like just death all the time mostly for his sets, and Dr. P has a little bit more like fun kind of bro steppy sounds. And then we have Don Diablo next on here, who's going to be bringing some more house vibes. Excision bringing that heavy bass that we all fucking love. Don't gotta say much more about that. Galantis, again, one of those kind of mainstream pop EDM acts. You know, OGs, classic EDM, big room, electro house kind of vibes. Definitely some more feel-good kind of music, so that uplifting vibe as well. And then we have Ghetto Blaster, back-to-back DJ Godfather, and I'm not too familiar with either of those guys, so I'm not going to say anything about them. If you guys want to let me in the comments, that is always appreciated. I'd love to get my knowledge and education up on artists I don't know. And then we have Gordo, which is Carnage's house alias, which I've actually heard pretty good things about if you like house. So, you know, Carnage is one of those very controversial artists, so I'm not going to say too many things on him, but, you know, he's definitely one of those artists that has always kind of, that I've liked coming up into the scene, and he's always lit. So every time I see him, it's always a crazy show. People talk on his skills and his DJing, but, like, he always has the room rocking. His production, his crazy visuals are on point, so it's definitely a party when Carnage is in the house. And then we have Hulk Gang on here, which seems pretty cool. Farby back-to-back Valentino Khan. That's just going to be hella jumpy. Farby going to be giving you that Jersey club. Valentino Khan kind of gives you like that hard house in a sense. Very just jumpy and high energy kind of stuff. Just straight up party music, honestly. And then we have Jaina, who I'm pretty sure is a house artist, but I could be wrong again. Keyboard warriors, go off in the comments, please. Nicely. Don't be an asshole about it. And then we have Kayvon. Again, one of those artists I'm just not familiar with, and I can't seem to nail into my head. I always talk about Kayvon, and I never know exactly. I feel like I haven't really seen her. So, again, help me. And then we have Kaizo, going to be bringing you that kind of like hard-style dubstep kind of vibe. Some also rock and roll and like metal influences as well. So definitely expect, you know, kind of some like hardcore emo kind of dubstep and songs in there as well. And then we have Killfeed. This is one of those artists I was talking about, kind of putting on for the rhythm scene, that like underground artist who's like not too well known. And but y'all might know him as 5-0 Man or Soman, and you know, in the rhythm community. So that's just like a big plus for this lineup, and artists you wouldn't see on a lot of, you know, festivals especially. So big up to Killfeed. And then we have LP Giabi, who I'm pretty sure is house. Madion. I don't even know. Madion kind of reminds me of like that Griffin vibe, like that feel-good, uplifting. I'm not too familiar because y'all know we're here for the heavy, the dubstep, the bass. Not too familiar with house, but I did kind of come from a house background. I grew up on, you know, bass jackers, blaster jacks, Tiesto, Hardwell, Afrojack, if I didn't say that already, Martin Garrix. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know the era. That's where I came from. I grew up in EDM in that era, and now we've evolved into dubstep. So, next on here, we have Mahalo, who I'm not familiar with. Murata, going to be bringing you the heaviest of just scary dubstep sounds. Crazy energy, probably some heavy mosh pits in there, and it's always just badness that Murata says, because that is just some angry music. And then we have Martin Garrix, as this is mentioned, OG, legend. I don't gotta say anything about that. Those house vibes, that good energy, that positive, uplifting, kind of feel-good EDM. What's kind of like a pop act, honestly. And like in today's, like every fucking one knows Martin Garrix, honestly, because of Animals, pretty much. Then we have Masteria, who I'm not too familiar with. Matoma, I'm pretty sure is a house artist. Definitely more of a, you know, chill, definitely not a dubstep artist. And then we have Merciv, who falls into that bass category, kind of like that weird Wakan style bass, not necessarily signed by Wakan to my knowledge. Could be wrong, but I know he kind of has a more weirder, chill kind of sound. And then we have Midnight Kids, who I'm not familiar with. Midas, I'm not familiar with either. I keep seeing him on a bunch of lineups, and I'm just not familiar. I feel like he's a little bit more housey, but I could be totally wrong. It could be dubstep. I feel like I've seen multiple Midases in the scene for some reason, and I just have him a little bit confused. MK, I'm not familiar with. Option 4, I'm not familiar with either. PD Clicks, back-to-back Toms, or Toms. I feel like I've seen PD Clicks on a couple lineups, and I feel like he may be more of a house artist. I'm not all that sure, to be honest, though. And getting down to the bottom here, I actually don't know a lot of these artists. Clank, back-to-back Nostalgics. I do know Ray Volpe, though, and he's definitely more of a bass artist. Kind of plays a whole bunch of different varieties. And you know, it's kind of all over the place, but definitely a very underrated producer in my opinion. I haven't seen too many of his sets live that I can remember. They didn't really stick out to me all that much, but I know his sounds and his music are all over the place, and he's just a really well-rounded producer and kind of can produce anything, and that's what you kind of get in his sets, is a bunch of everything. And that's why I feel like I didn't necessarily love it, because it wasn't that heavy dubstep energy I was expecting and wanted the whole time. So a little thrown off by that, but if you're a Ray Volpe fan, you kind of know what you're going to get with him. So I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't listen to him all that much. It's not all that heavy. It's kind of more like happy dubstep for me in a sense, but I feel like he has some heavy tunes out there as well. Continuing here, we have Regard, who I'm not familiar with. RL Grind, back-to-back Bauer, just like that is a crazy trap back-to-back, and that is just two OGs in like the trap game. So that's like kind of a pretty epic back-to-back, honestly. Set the Sky, going to be bringing you more melodic, feelsy, uplifting kind of vibes. Sam Feld, Gonna be bringing you those house vibes, I'm pretty sure. Shiba-san, same thing, that house. Showtek, bro, what a fucking legend, bro. That is, again, one of the artists I came up on when I was one of the first Life in Colors. If you're from the, you know, the metro area, Life in Color with Showtek, bro. That was an iconic, just like, you know, that was a big name in EDM. You don't even see that name very often anymore, so that's crazy. That's just like a whole throwback of nostalgia and shit. And then we have Side Police, who I'm not too familiar with. Sunburn, I'm pretty sure, is like tropical house, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely more of a house artist. Maybe tropical wasn't the right subgenre, but definitely is a house artist to my knowledge. Then we're having a Sophie Tucker DJ set, and I'm not too familiar. I've seen that name before, Sophie Tucker, but I'm not familiar. You know, if it's I don't even know, honestly. I feel like it would be everything. If she plays live, it's going to be a little bit of everything. And then coming down to the bottom here, we have Taki, New Light, back-to-back Shift Key. I'm not sure who they are. Two Friends, I feel like I've seen that, but I'm not too familiar with, so I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to come up with a genre or whatever. Tyga Paul, not familiar with either. Vice Tone, I've seen. I feel like that's more housey, big room kind of vibes. Wednesday, I've also seen. I'm pretty sure Wednesday played the sound camps at Lost Land, so I'm going to say that's probably more of a bass artist, but I'm not sure what kind. West End, I'm not familiar with. And then we have Recno, who is going to be bringing some more of those weird bass kind of vibes to this lineup. And then the last artist we have on here is Zomboy, just Zomboy, OG dubstep legend, and you guys know what you're gonna get. Some heavy dubstep, that classic Zomboy sound. I would love to get some OG Zomboy tunes, because like that is one of like the pioneers for me that got me into dubstep and like opened up this door of just crazy heavy music. And then down at the bottom here we have a couple like tier 2 artists, possibly some locals, or we'll just run through them here real quick. Avi Sick, Fortune, Ian Snow, Cryptogram, Mr. Bobby, Night Spice, Orville Klein, Treble Squad, Wavepoint, White Owl, With Love. And we have some branded stages here from Bass Kitchen, The Function, The Hangar, Night Bass, and Higher Ground. And the only one I know of those is Night Bass, which is more of a house label, I'm pretty sure. So that is Autumn Equinox, and as I mentioned, this is a very diverse lineup. I'd imagine it has 4 stages, and the only kind of downfall about that is if you're someone like me, you're probably only going to be at the one stage all day for the dubstep. You know what I'm saying? You're probably going to get all those heavy dubstep artists on that same day. But it is only a 2-day festival. It's in Chicago, Illinois, so it is something I could potentially drive to. This is a pretty crazy lineup, and again, it's not something where like I feel like it's got enough diversity where I could like have some breaks and maybe not really care who's playing at a certain time and just chill and enjoy the festival, wander, explore, get some food. I don't love going to a festival and just be doing stuff nonstop all day. Gotta go here, gotta see this person, then we gotta go here, we gotta swap stages, split the set in half. Like I hate that kind of chaos of who am I gonna see in the conflicts. I like those festivals that are kind of spread out and have a lot of artists on them, because you kind of get to see all the artists that you want to see with minimal conflicts. And I feel like that's kind of with this festival. They did a great job of catering to house, dubstep, a little bit of the underground, some, you know, that like weird kind of bass. And yeah, there's a bunch of artists on here that I don't even know or have heard of, so that just shows kind of the diversity and the underground they're putting on. And it's not just all these mainstream artists that everyone knows, so that's fucking cool to see as well. And yeah, Spring Awakening I feel like has always kind of had a pretty good rep. I've never heard anything bad about it. The lineups are always stacked. Yeah, so very excited about this one. I do have my eye on it. You know, it does happen later in the year, and this could be the last festival. I said Lost Lands was going to be it, but go to Lost Lands, come right back, go to this. I don't even know, man. That's a lot of driving. We got to see, but who knows? Maybe we can finesse, get a media pass or something like that. I've been getting a couple of those already, so maybe we can keep that ball rolling. So that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys are Chicago Finesse Gang and you have any experience to share, if you've been to this festival before, you live outside of Chicago, and you have a story you want to share, some insight that people should know before going, whether it's good or bad, definitely let us know in the comments so others can be aware as well as myself. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace out.